Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot, your ultimate destination for royal and pop culture tarot readings. I'm Annabelle, tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we are going to take a mystical journey into the life of King Charles III. Please remember that all of my readings are for entertainment purposes only, and they are strictly my own personal psychic downloads and opinions. I am a fan of the royal family. I do think that things are great. But a few days ago, actually last week, I did a reading on Queen Margrethe, the Danish queen who has abdicated in favor of her son. And I did see in that reading that Charles and Camilla are both very warm to the idea of a retirement option, which would involve abdicating from the throne. So those of you that know me know that I was a Russian history, history minor, but I'm a Russian history buff, and followed the imperial family and studied them quite intensively. And that I do think that that was a tremendous mistake to get rid of the royal family, the imperial family in Russia. And I do think that there are some limits to what Charles III can do, because it may, in fact, weaken the monarchy. But let's see what his year is going to be like. So we're going to pull up our card view. Like I said, this is my own personal opinion and psychic downloads. And I would love for you to comment down below and let me know what you think of the royal family. Do you like the royal family? Do you think monarchies are ridiculous? Do you think monarchies are awesome? So I think, as a component of a government, they are pretty cool. There are different functions for different royal families throughout Europe at this point. Some of them have more political influence, more actual leadership influence, but the British royal family really is the best known European royal family at this point. We kind of know them intimately. No small thanks to the runaway royals, who I no doubt are going to come up in this reading. So let's see how Charles is going to do for 2024. And we'll get to Camilla too. We'll do her separately. So we're not going to do this as king and queen. So January, February, January, it's so nice. We're slipping on the sliding ice. It's from Really Rosie. So we've got getting over disappointments in January. Halfway through January right now. Today's January 11th. It is 5:45 p.m. So January is getting over disappointments. Not really having a great time, but he does have rock solid partner. And then he's got that Knight of Pentacles in reverse, who is a non-wage earner. We all know who that is. And that is something that he's getting over. So focus is really on Queen Camilla. The focus is coming off Henri and his ridiculousness. He's not happy about it, but he does have to kind of move on. There is this thinking, that he is no longer a darling boy, but he is a ridiculous mess of a man, and he just has to kind of carry on. In February, we have this Hangman in reverse. Hangman in reverse has our Knight of Wands and our legacy, which is changing. Again, I'm gonna say it, guys. So this is not really looking at the mistakes of the past. So are we looking back to Uncle Edward and seeing the mistakes that Uncle Edward and saying, well, it could be different. I'm passing this over not to a sibling, but to an appropriate line of succession. I'm passing it off to the Prince of Wales and taking it from there. This is how it's supposed to go. I want to give this up. It will interfere with the line of succession in terms of that continuity, the continuity of the monarchy, not the royal family, but the monarchy. This is almost like, meh, it's no big deal. So, the accident of birth with the royal family is really, you are born into this position. God has put you into this position, and it is your job to lead the people moving forward, to be that example. So to eschew that is to spit in the face of God. And that's how many would see that. And that's the powers that be. Now, when we do talk about the Hierophant, we talk about seats of power, the royal family, the parliament, the Kremlin, those sorts of things. Hollywood, if we're talking about celebrities. Here, we're talking about the powers that be that advise him. So while he's saying, this may not be a bad thing, it wasn't a bad thing for Edward. I mean, history doesn't remember him that well, but look at Queen Margrethe. She's doing great. So I think we're going to see that kind of a thing, and a reluctance of part of our team to say no to that. So we move on into January, February, March. In March, judgment. We're going to make some decisions here. And here we've got the Fool in reverse, which tells us that this is, I don't care what we're going to do. I'm going to do it without consequence. And the Ace of Swords is a new way of thinking. So I'm wondering if this is a judgment against the collective thinking here, that this may be a good idea. So I think he's going to make some decisions. I know Lady Colin Campbell also said that there's going to be a surprise. Whoops, that's upside down. A surprise in the spring. So that also could be the surprise of cutting off some titles so that William doesn't have to. And that was one of the things that she discussed, Lady Colin Campbell, that is, that Queen Margrethe had removed the titles of the grandchildren so that her son didn't have to do it when he ascended to the throne. Presumably, she had an idea that maybe she was going to abdicate. I don't know. But in this case, Charles is going to have to possibly clean up whatever messes are on hand before he hands off to William, because it might be a bigger stink bomb if that's the case. So we maybe are seeing that the removal of titles and not just an abdication. But I do think he's warm to the idea of abdication. I'm just saying, I think he's really warm to it. It's not abdication though, it's retirement. That's what he's thinking of. So so that was March, April, May, June. But he's nobody's favorite guy in March, April, May, January, February, March, April, May, June. April, May, June. I'm doing a lot of these in a row. So in April, we have not moving forward with these crazy madcap plans that we have. Again, our Fool in reserve, our Fool in reverse, and that Ace of Wands handing off that baton, the baton of power. We're not doing that. We're not moving forward on this idea yet. It's not a good time, being advised that. King of Cups in reverse with that Knight of Wands in reverse. That's Harry. We're going to be in battle here. And that Justice card, oh boy, this is going to be same old, same old. So May, we are going to look at same old, same old. So if he does cut off Harry in March, we're going to keep hearing about it in May. Now, if you watched, I did a 12-month for Oprah, and I think Oprah has a contract with Harry and Meghan that requires her to do a second interview with them and possibly the reveal of the children. So this, maybe they're waiting for the titles to be removed. Maybe they're going to amp it up once the titles are removed and say, Oprah, you need to do our interview now because we have to say our truth. We're going to see some crazy stuff. We've got that Three of Pentacles in reverse here. And this is June. Making hard decisions about handing out money to shady individuals. So we've got that Seven of Swords there. So a lot of decision making that needs to happen. And when we get that Two of Swords, I want you always to think about this is a decision that has very, very clear yes and no, good, bad, right, left kind of thinking. So it's really going to be a decision that's going to be irrevocable, irreconcilable. I finally said it. It's going to be something like that. And this money business, I keep seeing this with Harry and his dad. This is about getting that money that is owed to them. So, or owed to them. And we're back to recording. Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. So the money that I think Harry is going to be demanding is the final monies from his mother's trust. I think if he is removed, if he has the titles removed and he's officially not a royal at all anymore, I think he's like, well, I'm going to take my ball and go home. So I think we're going to have some battle with that. I did a reading on Anne the other day, and I think she is the stopper in that pop gun. So she's really, really, really stiff in where she's going to be. So this was June, yes. July, August, September. July, we have that Wheel of Fortune spinning, spinning, spinning. In July, he will be in Balmoral for the summer, I believe, in July. Even though it's lovely in England in July. Spring is really my favorite time in England. So what is going on? What is that Wheel of Fortune in July? It's in reverse, in reverse. That means our luck is not with us. Not lucky. And there it is again, doubling up on not lucky. He is going to be talking some smack. So I got two cards here, and now we finally have that Three of Pentacles in the upright, the Ace of Swords in reverse. I do think that we're going to be hearing a lot out of this bozo, July, August, September. Oh, not being able to escape the devil, being offered something that we can't refuse. I think they are going to create some kind of distraction and say we need to come back to the royal family. We need to be protected. This is protection. Remember, that is our kept woman. I think they're going to try and create some kind of a return. And then in September, we have that 10 of Pentacles. Oh boy, is he going to let his guard down? Let's say 10 of Pentacles. It looks like he might let his guard down a little bit and possibly open the door a crack to them in September, just because they'll need sanctuary. So I think in August, we're going to possibly have some issues with them. Possibly some issues. So let's see where we go from here. October, November, December. We're at the end of the year for King Charles III. October. October, we go back into the Three of Pentacles in reverse with this Queen of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Wands. It becomes too much to bear. So someone is forging ahead, trying to make some things happen, but we've got some negativity from this one here. And I'm not quite getting the sense that they're together. I don't know if they're together on this endeavor going up against King Charles III. I think he's more in a positive frame of mind, trying to do the right thing, but I think she is spouting some things that she shouldn't. I think he's trying to make amends still, and she is making it very difficult to do that. The world ending. We're also going to look at this death card ending with the double death here. Extra ending. We're not coming back. This is, we cannot resurrect. We cannot rise from the dead. There is no hope for the future, and we are pulled away from the other couple. Our secrets are revealed here. The negative, nasty, dirty lies. The King of Swords lies. He is about to find out who is the liar here. And it's something that he had always suspected. Now, I believe King Charles is a Scorpio, and Scorpios have a tendency to be a little bit psychic at times and at the best of times. So I do think that this is going to really bring a close to what's going on. So, I know that H&M thought that 2023 was going to be the year of reconciliation, and this year is going to be the year of redemption. It's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. King Charles is a bit of a softie, but there are things that have been nudging him the whole time that all this drama has been going on. And he's going to discover that, in fact, there is some truth to the intuition that he had. So the really negative things that his son has said about him are going to come out. I also think there's going to be a bombshell from Meghan at some point. I think she's going to possibly create a dialogue that was said to her and be like, isn't this so awful? This is what I had to deal with. And I think Harry's going to go right along with it to a certain point. And then we're going to see a blow up. So as always, as ever, thanks so much for watching. I'll come up with Camilla shortly.